Hi everybody, Beth Miller, Modern Intuitive Therapist. This is the fourth part of a series that is about developing trust in yourself, in others, and in the divine flow. And the purpose of developing this trust is to be able to pick up where positivity fails in our lives, where positivity and optimism alone does not seem to be able to enable us to transcend our problems and also to manifest the things that we want. As a matter of fact, we have a very hard time staying positive when we have problems in our lives and when things aren't going well. And so instead, we really need to dive into this tool about learning how to trust ourselves, others, and the divine flow. So what is the purpose of diving into the divine flow? What is the purpose of having radical trust in the divine flow? And how does that influence our ability to cope with our problems and also to be able to manifest miracles, manifest amazing things? Trusting in the divine flow is first and foremost about having some kind of deference, awareness, recognition that life is bigger than ourselves, that we are part of a matrix of intelligent energy that lives within us and is simultaneously around us, that we are interrelating with, we are co-creating with, that all beings, all people, all things, all trees, all aspects of the planet and beyond are sharing energy and are reflecting energy back to one another and are part of one large system. And this intelligent system reflects back to us what we need in order to be able to grow. Now, I could give you lots of examples, I'm sure you have them too, of when it feels like life lines up really synchronistically and it's almost like you can't explain it. You just say to yourself, how could this possibly be? This seems like such a coincidence that this thing fell into my lap. I was just thinking about it yesterday. And it's exactly that question that should cause you to say, wait a minute, maybe I'm part of some kind of really awesome intelligent system here, and perhaps I want to use that to my advantage. Now, here's how I want you to use it to your advantage. When things go wrong in your life, when things are bad, which they are, and sometimes the devastation of them is horrifying. Sometimes the things that go wrong in life, the bad stuff that happens in life is so difficult, is so painful, is seemingly beyond our capabilities to be able to cope with. Some stuff, the horrible stuff in life sits right next to the absolute gorgeous stuff in life. The horrifying events sit right next to the most spectacular, peaceful, and outrageously magnificent ones. They sit so close to each other because they make up the larger tapestry of life. And I know that does not make it any easier if you're going through a very hard time right now to appreciate horrible things. I know that won't help. But here's what I'm asking you to consider that might help. Whenever tough stuff happens in life, and it happens to all of us, to different degrees, in different ways, and in different intensities, there is growth that happens within us. It may not be pain that you wanted. It may not be growth you even consciously asked for. But somehow, part of that larger matrix is enabling those things to happen for yours and probably many other people's benefit. The goal for each one of us is to pursue some kind of enlightenment. All that means, enlightenment only means becoming lighter in being, becoming more loving, becoming more peaceful, and we all have the things that happen in our lives that make that the hardest. So when we trust in the divine flow, when tough stuff happens, what I'm asking you to consider is to not use definitions of good and bad anymore. I kept using bad in quotes. Instead, let's just consider it all necessary. The good stuff, the bad stuff, the neutral stuff, let's have a welcome mat out for it all. Let's say, okay, when this stuff happens to me, there must be something important for me to gain from it. There must be some way that this will serve me or serve other people. Nothing is useless. Everything can be juiced for its importance and for its purpose. And if we trust in that divine flow, we very often see sooner than later miracles that come out of the problems and challenges that we have. Now, I'm not talking about just being trite. I'm not talking about just putting a positive spin on things. I'm really talking about looking at this from a soul's eye view. I'm really asking you to consider that you look at the things that are happening in your life and say, how is this meant to serve me? Or serve the other beings in my life, or the other people on the planet, or the planet itself, or animals. How is this serving? And if you ask that, you get out of the smallness of the perspective that you have, the smallness of your feelings, your pain, which I know is enormous as it is, and instead you think from a much higher place. And that higher place is a more spiritual place. And that more spiritual place will give you something. What it will give you is perspective. And once you go there with that higher perspective, you will see that solutions and miracles and changes in how you're suffering will occur. So that's what I'm going to ask you to do. Every time you have something that's challenging, it crosses your path, see if you can drop terminology, judgments like bad or good. Be neutral about it. Say, all things that are happening are serving. How is this serving me? And that will help you to begin to transcend any problems you have in your day, in your life, and also manifest the changes, the creations, the miracles that you desire. Let's keep learning about trust together. I look forward to working with you on it. Send me any comments or questions, and I will be sure to answer them. Be well.